Hello Internet, it's Rosie. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I want to show you the next part of my capes videos. I am having so much fun with capes. So I wanted to show you how I do a longer one, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna bring you down to the floor with me because I'm working on a very big piece of fabric. This fabric is 58 inches wide. And I cut it to be more than, let's see, 86 inches long, and I have folded it in half lengthwise. So I have it folded so that it is 43 inches by 58 inches. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my scissors. And I know you've seen me do this a few times, and if you wanna do this slowly, you can always watch my circle scope videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a lengthy half circle. My little one is watching one of their favorite TV programs. No one is actually yelling here. Okay. So I'm using a tape measure right now because I'm cutting something longer than my yardstick, and I've just locked out my tape measure so that it's not going to be slipping and sliding and getting shorter. And I'm starting from here. I'll do it from here so you can see me. Honey. My cat is trying to cuddle my camera. He's totally gonna knock it over. He does that sometimes. Stay humble, Rosie. So, I'm gonna start from this point, and I, just like we've done quite a few times, I'm going to be panning my ruler, or in this case, tape measure, there's the cat, out as I go. I'm sort of drawing an invisible line in my mind as I go. But it is totally fine to actually draw the line onto your fabric with tailor's chalk or a washable marker. And you don't want to let that happen. I'm going to keep my tape measure in that corner as I go. And what I'm using here is a really, really thick sweatshirt fleece. And I got it on one of those bargain fabric sites, and love is an understatement. It's like the thickest hoodie you've ever felt, and I think it's just gonna be bliss for my cape. There you go. My scissors are really strong, so I'm just taking care not to actually cut my tape measure. And I'm just panning the whole way around. Okay. So now I have this great scrap of fleece, and it's more than big enough to make a toddler cape or a sweatshirt or a really comfy skirt. So I'm just gonna set that aside. And then I'm gonna come to this end again. I'm gonna adjust my tape measure. I'm gonna unlock it now so it can slide back in. And I'm gonna come to this point again, and I'm gonna set it for about 3 inches. And just like we've done before, I'll even bring you a little closer. I'm cutting this on the floor because it's so big, but if you have a big cutting table, of course you can do that on your table. But just like before, I'm gonna pan my measuring tape out as I go, cutting just a few inches out of what's gonna make up my neck. There we go. And I'm gonna cut only a little bit because I can always take more off later if I need to, but I don't want this opening to be too big. Wonderful. Yeah, I'll definitely need to make this bigger. I was cutting an opening that fits a circle skirt, but this is a half circle. So it's just got a different set of curves. And I'll demonstrate now how I'm going to do it. Just following a natural curve. And I'll just keep opening that up as I need to. But come with me and you can see the great cape happenings. Awesome! So if I wanted to stop right now and just add a button, I totally could, but I'm going to do a little more with it. Check it out. Okay, so I've got my hood pattern piece. And this, stop! My cat is trying to rub his body on my phone. He said, come here, come say hi. Okay, so I've got my hood. And I've got a very naughty cat, so, and I mean that literally, my cat is just messing with me nonstop, and it's really funny. And I have a piece of fabric here, this sweatshirt fleece, and I'm just folding it in half. And remember, I said this is very, very thick, and I wasn't kidding. It's really, look how cute. I'm going to move this way, because I need a little room to work. And this. And this. I should have just got on the floor. But here we go. I'm gonna lay my folded sweatshirt fleece down, and I'm gonna put my pattern piece on it and cut out two pieces. And this is so thick that I am not gonna line this hood. But if you want to line your hood and you want to watch a video of how that's done, check out my other cape video where I'm making the red cape, the pull-on style, okay? Because I will show you all about how to line a hood, and in that case we'd be cutting out 4. We're not doing any sort of ritual right now, but these votives are right here, and I forgot to carry up my pattern weights. So I'm going to be cutting around this hood pattern piece, and you can use just about any hood that you want to, as long as you cut your neck opening of your cloak or your cape to match. And you can even trace the hood of a sweatshirt or a jacket that you like. Just lay it flat on a piece of paper and trace around it. And then you just want to add the seam allowance that you normally like to work with. Okay, and because I'm not lining this one, I am going to add a little bit more seam allowance to what is going to be the front of my hood. Just a little bit more there. It's going to make all the difference for me, because I need to be able to fold that in and stitch it down without losing any real length on my hood there. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to set this aside in my scrap pile, and I can take off these candles and save my wonderful pattern piece. And now I'm going to put these together right sides facing, and I'm just going to stitch along the back, and I'm going to fold the front in once that's done and stitch that down. And then I'm going to go around my whole cape, and on what's going to make up the front seam, I'm going to stitch that down so that a little bit of the right side is folded in towards the wrong side, and I'm going to stitch that down. And I'm going to do it all the way around the bottom as well. And then I'm going to attach the hook. Excuse me, I'm going to attach the hood to my cape. But I wanted to show you how I do this because it is so easy. And if I wanted to, if I was doing like a really quick Halloween costume, not something I'm going to wear all winter, or if I'm gonna wear this all winter and I'm just not that worried about it, as long as it's not a sweater knit that's gonna unravel, but this fleece won't at all, I could put the stitch around the back of the hood and stitch it on to the cape and boom, done, right? You'd want to put some kind of closure on the front, like a ribbon or a button with a buttonhole, or a snap press snap or a sew-in snap, but that's it. That's all we're gonna do. And this part is gonna be just a little bit hard to see because it's black on black fabric, but I'm gonna do my best to show you. I've got my cape folded in half here, and there's the neckline I cut out. And then here is the bottom of my hood, and I can see here, I can just lay the hood on top of the cloak and just cut that out to match it, so that when I'm connecting them, they match up perfectly. But I am, before I cut this top bit out, going to make sure that I finish sewing the hood, because the seam allowance is going to make this a little bit smaller, and I want to make sure I'm really matching them. So I'm going to assemble the hood and just do the hemming on this, and then I'm going to hop back on, show you how my stitching went, and show you how I connect the hood. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello everyone, I put my hem on. So I serged along the back of my cape, this hood, and then I turned it in and stitched the front down. And now I'm just going to line up the back seam of the hood with the middle back of the cloak and start to clip that on. And I'm going to do it right sides facing, so that when I flip it up, the hood is the right way out. And I'm just going to clip that the whole way around, stitch it on, and add some kind of closure. And what kind of closure you add is completely up to you. Though I do have one important note, and you're the parent, you're going to make your own decisions, but I would strongly encourage you to use a piece of Velcro or a quick open snap clasp if you're making this for a child, because this is going around the neck, and just like a hoodie, how they're starting to make those without the strings because they can tangle on playground equipment and things like that. You really want to be, I would encourage you. Hello everyone. So I have put the hem on my cape body, and I assembled my hood. I just put a stitch around the back and added turning in the front, and now I'm just going to put them together right sides facing. I'm going to fold my cape in half and make sure that the stitch of my hood that is in the center lands right in the middle, and I'm just going to clip this on, stitch it, and add any kind of closure I like. And there are so many options. You could do a toggle and loop, you could do a big button and loop, you could do a button with a buttonhole, you could do ribbons, you could do Velcro, some people even do Velcro. So it's totally up to you, it's your cape. Hi everybody, how's this? So since we talked last, we were clipping together our hood, and I put a stitch there, and then I attached a button, and I made a buttonhole following the instructions on my specific sewing machine model. But if you are using a fabric that's not going to fray, so don't do this on a sweater knit, but if you're using a sweater fleece or a fleece, you can cut a small straight line that is a little shorter than your button, and you'll be able to work your button through. But I just love how this cape came together. And even though I already have 3, I'm so tempted to keep making them because they're so fun. And every time I make one, I come up with new ideas. I'm like, oh my gosh, how cute would that look if I did a funnel collar and put a button detail on the collar? Oh my gosh, how cute would that look if I put little slits right here? Or what if I put secret pockets inside for snacks? Or what if I put patch pockets on the front? There's just so many ideas, and I can line the hood with another color, or if you live in a really cold climate, you can make it reversible. There's just so many fun ways to enjoy a cape and to enjoy hoods. So hopefully this inspires you to do something fun and simple for you or your friends or your family this holiday, or even for your business. If you make a booth of them, please tag me. I really want to see it. Okay, y'all, take care. Bye.